won't stop till I hear him say,
Warning: the information that we convey in these videos and the content on this page simply provides general consumer information. It is not legal advice or regulatory guidance. It is not intended to sway your personal bias in any way. We are simply just relaying information already available to the general public. We highly suggest you do your own research and draft your own opinion on the topics disclosed in this video breakdown. Without further ado, sit back, relax, enjoy this video breakdown, and if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, consider doing so now. They all know what is about to happen, ladies and gentlemen. He literally just told you, again, key phrases, that central banks are going all in with digital finance. Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. I hope that everyone is having an amazing weekend. In today's video breakdown, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be discussing CBDCs, DeFi, the future of digital finance. We're also going to be talking about the protocols that are going to be transforming the international payment system, improving cross-border payments. I'm going to show you guys how these elites are talking specifically about Ripple and XRP without directly mentioning it. We already know that through indirect and direct partnerships, ladies and gentlemen, that Ripple is part of the protocol that is going to be restitching our financial ecosystem behind the scenes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy video breakdowns like this, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is not hard to do intuitive research like this. All you need to do is gather keywords, key phrases, be able to watch these boring video breakdowns with barely any views from these elite individuals that have these panel discussions, and then go over white papers, go over PDFs, go over the fundamentals, and correlate the vocabulary together, ladies and gentlemen. You have to understand that as a retail investor, the only way for you to pick up on these gems is by doing keyword research, by paying attention to specific dates that these individuals, these elites drop, okay? These elite organizations, the OMFIF being one of them, the Official Monetary and Financial Institution Forum, ladies and gentlemen, okay, I'm going to be playing a couple of clips from their YouTube channel today. So with that being said, again, if you enjoy video breakdowns like this, smash that thumbs up button, sit back, relax, and enjoy some of these video clips. After we go through some of these video clips, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be reading over some fundamental documents. I'm going to show you guys how they are indirectly talking about Ripple and XRP. All right. While we're listening to this information, I want you guys to pay attention to the key vocabulary that these individuals mentioned. They're going to be talking about costs. They're going to be talking about speed, access, and transparency. Those are the four key words that we're going to be paying attention to today. But with that being said, let's dive in.
Titled CBDC and DeFi, the future of digital finance is approaching. So digital money is no longer a concept or a dream. It's a fait accompli. The very fact that several hundreds of the world-leading financial experts are gathered here to discuss the matter clearly states that digital money exists. So the transition wasn't so easy. In fact, it required a serious shift in policy makers' mindset. We at On-Grid Systems have been observing this tectonic process for the last 7 years and now seeing it come to a logical conclusion. The central banks going all in with digital finance. The central banks going all in with digital finance.
You heard it right there. He just said the central banks are going all in with digital finance. In past YouTube video breakdowns, ladies and gentlemen, I've shown you guys how they are attempting to FUD retail out of the market because these bankers, these elite individuals, these senators, these Fed presidents, they all know what is about to happen, ladies and gentlemen. He literally just told you, again, key phrases, that central banks are going all in with digital finance. That is all the money, ladies and gentlemen. Every single asset, every single bond, every single commodity, everything in the future will be tokenized. That alone should lead you via an interest in the digital space, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what niche it is that you involve yourself in. Hopefully it's a utility-driven niche. But with that being said, let's dive back into the breakdowns. So this is another presentation from the OMFIF, Transforming International Payments, and I want you all to pay attention to some key things that this lady says. She talks about the four key aspects: cost, speed, access, transparency, which are going to lead us down to some Ripple documentation. And then she talks about the public and private sector working together, which is going to complement this video breakdown where they talk about the public and private sector working together, and that the banks are going to have to rely on the private sector in order to get this job done.
Cool. Given cross-border payments underpin the global financial system, trade, and the economy, and are regulated by central banks, I strongly agree that there has to be a joint public and private sector vision for the better state and coordination on regulatory matters.
Is the general consensus that has emerged in most jurisdictions is for a public-private partnership where the public sector provides the central infrastructure, but it will be the private sector that provides the interface with the public and the actual payment services that would come through the use of the CBDC. Standards we set, we have to ensure there's a level playing field in both directions.
Level playing field, and I think
We set, we have to ensure there's a level playing field in both directions.
Stability. Well, we believe that the private sector should, in general, take the lead in driving innovation and creating new payment services, especially for retail payments. It is, however, essential that we as a central bank maintain a very constructive dialogue. Let me give you 2 examples of payments innovation and how we collaborate with the private sector.
Okay, so some key takeaways from those little video breakdowns, ladies and gentlemen. It is clear that these major banking elite individuals, again, this is straight a panel with the BIS. This is the Swiss National Bank right here on the right-hand side. They are going to be working in tandem with the private sector. The gentleman before this individual right here literally mentioned that the private sector will run the interface of the CBDCs that these individuals will be running, ladies and gentlemen. Again, understanding that private sector protocols will be running the financial ecosystem behind the scenes, the stitching, the plumbing, the framework behind the scenes, okay? So now before we jump into the documentation, again, if you're enjoying this video breakdown, this information, jumping down the rabbit hole together on the CYPRX YouTube channel, smash that thumbs up button, help boost the YouTube algorithm. We do appreciate the love and the support, and it does push these video breakdowns out to more individuals like yourself, spreading cryptocurrency awareness, allowing everybody to really truly see that this is going to take time. This digital integration, this transformation, it is happening, but these elite individuals are attempting to flood people out. With that being said, let's pay attention to the key vocabulary. This is the last video breakdown that I have. This individual right here, she mentions the 4 key words: cost, speed, access, and transparency, which are going to lead us down the rabbit hole on the documents that I have provided to you from Ripple.
What do you see as the big problems? What needs solving for, and where would we even begin in trying to fix these problems?
Yeah, well, first up, Lewis, the FSB have, I think, rightfully identified 4 key aspects of cross-border payments worthy of improvement: cost, speed, access, and transparency. They've also pinpointed several focus areas for attention, looking at public and private sector commitments, regulatory supervision and oversight frameworks.
Okay, so you heard it right there. She said cost, speed, access, and transparency, and she said that they are going to be working heavily with the private sector. So again, how do you mention and talk about Ripple without directly mentioning Ripple? Well, let's go over to the first documentation. All right, we're going to go over those key phrases, those keywords. All right, so here I have the Ripple CBDC PDF. Now, we're going to piece the keywords, the key phrases together. We're going to be focusing on those 4 key phrases: cost, speed, access, and transparency. So the first one is going to be cost. We're going to go to page 11. And it says right here, a neutral bridge asset can support healthy alternative liquidity markets that allow for frictionless and cost-effective value movement between various CBDCs in real time. It would also enable the exchange of less liquid CBDC pairs and increase global competition by lowering entry barriers to new and smaller market participants. The word cost is mentioned 7 times in this Ripple PDF. We'll now go on to the same PDF where it mentions speed, and it says down here, to enable a truly efficient global market, a bridge currency must be specifically optimized for payments and support the same speed, scalability, low cost, and security that CBDCs will provide. One example of a neutral bridge is the digital asset XRP, which can be used to bridge 2 different currencies quickly and efficiently. Then we're going to jump over to this PDF where it mentions access. Okay, this is a PDF straight from Ripple Files, the ripple.com website, ladies and gentlemen. And if we type in access, okay, access is mentioned over 18 times on this. And remember the key words from that lady, she mentioned cost, speed, access, and transparency. You have to be able to dial into the vocabulary, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So here it says, Ripple's ability to facilitate direct integration into payment systems and improve transaction economics allows banks to offer a greater payment reach to lower costs, real-time cross-border settlement for low value and micropayments, and 24/7, 365 access to settlement with improved transaction monitoring capabilities. The word access is mentioned 18 times on this document specifically. It says right here, to access broad reach in payments, banks must join numerous, here's the key word, numerous networks, each of which require integration costs, reserves, and ongoing maintenance. This is an expensive and resource-intensive effort. We come down here where it mentions access again. Many banks lack the size, resources, or payment volume to justify direct integration into multiple networks, so they rely on correspondents to access other domestic or cross-border networks. Remember in these video breakdowns, what did the elites mention multiple times? That they will be working with the private sector. It says right here, the banks must rely on correspondents to access other domestic or cross-border networks. Ladies and gentlemen, again, remember, the private sector will be working directly with the banking institutions. If these costs and risks are not feasible, a bank goes without access to the network. These conditions have created high barriers to entry, resulting in fragmented systems with reliance on intermediaries. Again, the word access is mentioned over 18 times in this PDF. Instead of posting reserves at each correspondent banks only have to allot one reserve to Ripple, which enables access to all currencies, market makers, and payment networks on the protocol. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you have to admit that these people are indirectly mentioning and talking about Ripple, or at least the Ripple protocol. Moving on, we have the word transparency. So let's go ahead and type in the word transparency. And it says right here, the transparency offered by Ripple's ledger has the potential to greatly improve the industry's AML efforts. Through enhanced AML capabilities, Ripple enables more complex transactions while lowering banks' cost of compliance. Importantly, personally identifiable information like account numbers or customers' unique identifiers are not stored on the ledger. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the devil's in the details. And if that's not enough for you, mentioning all of those key words and key phrases, we go to the ripple.com website and it says on-demand liquidity for corporate enterprises or international trade finance. Scrolling down here, we have some key highlights. This is going to be a little bit of a mouthful, but sit back, relax, and enjoy this read. Paying attention to the keywords speed, cost, access, and transparency. I have them highlighted in purple for you all. Blockchain-based solutions present a better way for both small, medium-sized business and enterprises alike to conduct cross-border transactions, introducing speed, affordability. There's costs right there. Okay, this is just a better and or more affiliated word for cost, transparency, and certainty into the equation. Ripple's on-demand liquidity solution is custom built for streamlined, more efficient cross-border transactions, operating 24/7, even on weekends and holidays. We come down here where it mentions access, and it says, in contrast, customers using ODL can quickly and affordably source capital through Ripple's line of credit, offering companies and can purchase the digital asset XRP from Ripple on credit with no hidden fees and with much faster approval times than traditional banks. And rather than negotiate and manage credit arrangements in multiple countries, line of credit provides upfront access to capital for any market through one simple credit arrangement. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the key phrases, we have access, we have speed, we have cost or affordability, a better word for cost, and transparency. They are indirectly talking about Ripple and XRP, ladies and gentlemen. They're just not going to go out and mention it because they are testing, they're piloting this technology, they're restitching our financial ecosystem behind the scenes, and they do not want people to get rich off of this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. They do not want you investing in XRP, which, long story short, is one of the reasons why they delisted XRP, why they sued Ripple, and why they are going after Ripple, the company, ladies and gentlemen. Again, many blessings to you all. I hope that you all enjoyed this video breakdown, being fine-tuned with the market makers, understanding what these banking elites are up to by watching these video breakdowns. Like if you go back and you look at all of these YouTube videos, look at how many views they have compared to a TikTok channel of dancing, or compared to some random toy playing video on the internet. Millions of views compared to these banking elite individuals, 2,000 views max. This video over here only has 157 views. This video over here only has 665 views. People are sleeping on this information. The general public does not do research on this, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're one of those individuals that's fine-tuned with a channel like this, where we provide information, where we provide value, then you are part of the new 1% of individuals that are going to experience this wealth transfer. With that being said, smash that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video breakdown, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I hope that everybody has an amazing week ahead, and I will see you guys in the next YouTube video breakdown. As always, make sure that you're being cognizant, make sure that you're being aware of your surroundings, and I'll see you guys next time.
I won't stop till I hear him say, la, 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 la.